In the swampy depths of Florida's vast Everglades lives a small tribe of Indians. They are the Seminoles, the scattered remnants of a once powerful race of warriors who fought a long and futile war against the United States Army. This war, which started in the year 1819, was actively waged for 30 years, and finally, when completely surrounded by a far superior force of whites, their great chief, Osceola, maneuvered his tribe so skillfully that they seemed to evaporate like morning mist into the steaming territory they now occupy. This historic retreat saved them from certain annihilation. In this primitive jungle they survived, aloof to the civilization which grew up around them. Many of the tribesmen solemnly swear that they're still at war with the United States, and technically we are. For today, more than 125 years later, a peace treaty between the United States government and the Seminoles is still unsigned, the longest war in the history of mankind. Yet today, the Seminoles live in peace. While the more venturesome take modern city life in stride, the others remain, year in and year out, within the limits of their reservation. Stalwart young Indian men become professional alligator wrestlers. This begins by a careful study of their moves from the time they are a few weeks old up until they're full-grown monsters weighing over 1,000 pounds. Here is a pit full of them, over 50 in one small arena. Harmless they look, almost lifeless, you'd say, as they doze in the sun. But do not be deceived, for under those rough hides is a ferocity easily awakened and perhaps unequaled in these swamps of Florida. The alligator is not an intelligent beast. Science, in fact, has discovered that the entire brain of an alligator is so tiny that a small thimble would hide it. No alligator has ever been tamed or trained, nor can one be trusted, not even for a moment. Here we have Henry Nelson, a full-blooded Seminole. Henry is the world's champion alligator wrestler. For 2 years he performed at the New York World's Fair. As Henry prepares for a tussle with an 8-foot alligator weighing over 1,000 pounds, the crowd watches this spectacular performance with bated breath. Barehanded, Henry reaches under the water and comes up with his sparring partner. He clamps a steady grip on the deadly jaws of the beast. What a way to make a living. A very profitable one, however, for spectators often toss as much as $100 a day in small coins onto the sands of the pit. Throwing an alligator on its back is not the easiest chore in the world. He rebels against such liberties which make him fighting mad. But Henry knows how to cope with the situation. For once on its back, he hypnotizes this beast by gently stroking his tummy in the right places. Believed by some to be a tribal superstition, call it what they may, we believe what we see with our own eyes. Once asleep, the beast is awakened by a mating call that Henry has learned to mimic. This arouses the beast to even greater ferocity. But Henry now has competition for his crown. This is Jackie Willie, his younger brother, only 18 years old weighing but 135 pounds. But whatever Jackie lacks in size and experience, he supplies by shrewd courage and skill. Let's see how good he is. Seems all right to us. But today is not just another day in Jackie's life. No siree. For today, when his daily chore is done, Jackie's going to get married. Tribal custom demands that fitness for marriage must be proved before he can take a wife. One accepted test of manhood is the capture of a wild boar, and Jackie has already done so. The boar, now in a roasted state, awaits the wedding feast. But we're glad Jackie made the grade because he has invited us to the wedding, and we will be the first white persons ever to attend a real Seminole wedding. Also under the tribal law, the bride must prove her fitness for marriage by learning to cook for her future mate and family. She must also be able to sew, to make the gay and beaded costumes traditionally worn by the Seminoles. Here we find Frances, Jackie's bride-to-be, at her sewing machine, her proudest possession. For many weeks she has toiled over her beautiful wedding dress. And now, when nearly completed, Jackie teases her affectionately about her work. Friends and relatives gather from all corners of the Everglades for this simple but solemn ceremony. Their pretty costumes bring a wealth of color to the occasion. Children, too, know that something special is in the offing, and they enjoy the excitement as much as the grown-ups. The Seminole wedding is a thing of simple dignity. The bride and groom stand before the medicine man, ranking member of the tribe, who joins their hands together. In the Seminole dialect, he solemnly admonishes that the man shall be good to his wife and be true and provide well for her care, while she in turn shall cook, sew, and bear strong children. With these few words, the ceremony ends. Jackie and Frances are man and wife. And now, in the primitive and unchanged ways of their forefathers, the young couple will journey deep into the heart of the Everglades. And upon returning, they will take up their lives on the borders of civilization. But from time to time, as long as they live, they will occasionally return to the simple life of their tribal ancestors.